What are the advantages of accepting the EXCiPACT certificates for pharmaceutical manufacturers? There are many EXCiPACT advantages. It minimizes risk by providing objective, high-quality evidence about the implementation of GMP and GDP by the excipient manufacturer or distributor. It reduces the audit burden and allows you to focus your resources on the highest risk issues. It provides unbeatable cost efficiency both for the pharmaceutical manufacturer and for the excipient supplier. It's usually free for pharmaceutical manufacturers. It allows pharmaceutical companies to focus on specific supplier issues. As mentioned before, it can also speed up the audit and qualification processes for excipient suppliers, and it covers all the basic GMP and GDP aspects that needed to be evaluated for that particular supplier. EXCiPACT standards match many international regulatory guidelines for excipients. It is widely accepted as a good baseline for an audit by regulatory authorities. EXCiPACT independent oversight and the certifying bodies and the auditors guarantee transparency and reliability. And that is a vital point to take note of in the implementation of the certification program. It's the suppliers that provide a certificate in the audit report, and this eases the relationship between the excipient user and their supplier as a simple one-to-one relationship. It's just a matter of a simple confidentiality agreement that is required between the two parties. EXCiPACT certainly maximizes the benefits to all parties concerned in the successful implementation of the certification program. There are significant savings to be had by the pharmaceutical company. There's certainly an improved audit with improved frequency of audits that will occur annually. There's less travel, which is highly advantageous in this new COVID reality. And there can be less administrative costs with organizing all those activities and travel with less time spent on qualifying your suppliers. Then, either more suppliers could be qualified to the highest standards or resources allocated to managing other risks in the business. We will certainly streamline sourcing of excipients and accelerate that process and build continuity assurance through an ongoing program and availability of excipient audits on an annual basis. So what do people say about the EXCiPACT certification program? Some quotes here that we've had as feedback over the years include: the EXCiPACT certification audit allowed us to decrease audit frequency and spend half a day on site rather than a full audit. So now we have a reduction of the audit burden with a focused audit resulting in an examination of key risks rather than trying to cover everything poorly in a limited amount of time. Some said that it helps avoid the duplication of effort since each element they expect in excipient GMP standards is already periodically assessed. And others have pointed that if an audit is deemed necessary, its scope could then be focused. And finally, EXCiPACT audit reports provide an expedient and cost-effective means for excipient users to assess GMP and GDP performance of suppliers, which of course is necessary to demonstrate ongoing supplier qualification. EXCiPACT does not replace supplier qualification, but it does form a core part of it. What do regulators say about EXCiPACT? The Pharmaceutical Inspection Cooperation Scheme, PICS, is an international organization, and of which FDA is a member, has published a GMP for pharmaceutical excipients risk assessment, which is based on the European Union's regulations on this matter. And that guidance document includes a requirement to incorporate into your excipient supply qualification whether or not they hold certification to a relevant standard. The FDA has been very supportive over the years with EXCiPACT to make sure that it's suitable for use by the industry, and they've come out on several occasions and argued that it is a good program and that it should be used as part of the supplier qualification. Following the PICS guide would be a perfect example of how to do that. And finally, the Parental Drug Association and EXCiPACT have issued a recent guidance document on how to implement this PICS guidance. If you want to be on top of your game, you should review these guides and compare them against your excipient supplier qualification progress and incorporate EXCiPACT to it. If you have questions, visit www.excipat.org.